you were cat sitting for Baked Alaska during the January 6th thing. What happened with the feds? Did they come to the house while you were there and shake you down, or what happened?
Um, no,
Can you
they
talk
didn't
about
ever
it?
come, but there were some weird situations where like somebody had been in the house and I was waiting for them to come knock on my door and be like, "Where's Baked Alaska?" Because like I totally knew where he was, but like I obviously wasn't gonna say that, you know. There's other stuff I can't really mention or say out loud on camera, but like yeah, it was pretty intense, and luckily nobody ever came knocking at my door. I think I kept my nose clean enough that I wasn't a person of interest, but it was still like I was really close to it, you know.
Okay, so after that, it seems like Baked Alaska. Did the political community as a whole kind of turn their back on you? Like the people you were meeting coming up being political, or is it just Baked Alaska?
I would. It's really interesting. Like I said, IP2 is really the only community that really truly cared about it, and they hated me to start with. So I don't even know if like I had a lot of groypers reach out to me still, and they were like, "Hey, like we don't hate you, you know, like it's in the past, like that kind of a thing." But a lot of people on IP2 made it seem like more people had an issue with me for it. So I really don't ultimately know exactly, but I would say I'm leaning more towards IP2 just has a big fat fucking mouth and likes to magnify things. And at this point, like nobody cares
Right.
other than IP2. So I don't think a lot of people really, if they did turn their backs on me a little bit, they didn't do it for like an extended amount of time, you know?
Do you immediately start hanging out with Chicken Andy, or how does that develop? How do you go from Baked
So,
Alaska to the RVs?
okay, so Baked moved to Florida, right? And I was like, okay. And I was dating my boyfriend, the one who had the feds knock down his door. And it pretty much got too intense for me all around. And I was like, okay, I had gone to a rally. I saw Chicken and Alice. They were still dating. And I like ran from Chicken because I was like, dude, like, I don't want to be part of this, you know? Like, I think I said hi to him. He was like, hi, Vegan. I was like, hey, Chicken. Because I knew him a little bit from the Baked Alaska era, but Baked was gone. And he was like, he messaged me one night and he was like, hey, Chicken needs a friend. You know, you should go hang out with him. And, you know, obviously where that turned out. But like, I pretty much had lost Baked Alaska as my friend and he had moved. And I was like thinking Chicken would be, I guess, not necessarily a replacement, but just a familiar face that I knew and I could
Like a
connect with. And
rebound?
yeah,
Okay, cool. So he's in Arizona as well,
Chicken
I
is,
think.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
So what do you guys start? Do you start streaming with him, or is it just a relationship behind the scenes for a while? Or how do you become public?
So I was really pretty selective on how my foot, like I have footage that Breitbart used. I used to be friends with some of the people that worked for Breitbart. And I was pretty selective with my footage. I didn't have it public. Well, and if I did, it was just very minor clips like the riots or whatever. But like after I started talking to Chicken, who I had no interest in, by the way, initially, he just kind of like weaseled his way in. He actually hit on me like the year prior, and I kind of was like, ew, you 21-year-old, like gross. Like, I want nothing to do with you. You're a child. And then a year later, we start hanging out, and, you know, one thing leads to another, and here we are now.
And what's the age difference again between you and Chicken?
About 8 years.
So you guys start dating, and
Something. Yeah.
does he start incorporating you into his streaming, or are you already streaming by yourself? Are you streaming
So
this whole time by yourself,
I
or
I was known a little bit in the community, a little obviously because of my political stuff, but I wasn't really like I was like a side character. So I get with Chicken, and suddenly everybody wants to know about me. And you know, Chicken had just been bouncing back from Alice. I guess his streams had sucked. He does a couple of streams with me, and like everybody, you know, his numbers start going up, and you know, he wanted me to tell everybody all these details about us sleeping together. So, you know, I'm thinking like as a friend, okay, like sure. And then suddenly I realized, like, okay, everybody knows all about my sex life right now. And so I felt like an urge to kind of put my own word out there. And I became more public by choice to kind of like defend myself, I guess, and kind of give my own perspective. And then I kind of started to get into the actual like live streaming community. I've never really liked live streaming that much. It's fun when you're with friends, but like I didn't go out and troll people. I didn't really, I don't shout the N word like regularly to just get like people's heads to turn like my boyfriend does. But
Hmm.
I feel like I was a pretty boring streamer. And I had kind of had some plans to get into like skincare products, product reviews in general. And all of that kept getting derailed because of the chicken drama. So I was kind of like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to have fun with this. And I don't know. The RV stuff was fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was so toxic. And, as soon as like all the stuff with IBL happened and I lost my apartment and, like all that drama happened, I'm like officially out. I'm just gonna do pre-recorded stuff and a little bit of the live stream stuff, maybe with friends, but I'm definitely gonna be doing it a lot less.